Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to part two of what I like to think of an info docuseries. This three-part conversation that we're having is going to go down in history as what I believe the space will look upon, reference upon, and review for what I think is some really high-level game in the online make money and even just broad entrepreneur space. And it's my pleasure to introduce these two fine gentlemen here. On the far, I have my brother, William. Y'all know this man, $50 million generated with webinars, the youngest 2 Comma Club C winner in history. And then in the middle, we've got the man, Ramin, started out in e-com, now the founder of AI Store Builder, over 300,000 clients, partnered with some of the biggest billion-dollar brands and companies in the entire world. So it's a pleasure to have you guys back. Will, I'll give you a salute from afar. It's a pleasure to have us back all for part two to give the people some value, even more.
Yeah, man. I mean, combined here is probably easily over $100 million in info sold.
Yeah.
Right. Probably way more than that. I'm probably undershooting it. So the purpose of this video is really just to give back to you guys. You guys subscribe to the channel, watching these videos, and to help y'all grow, to help y'all scale. I got into info back in 2019. And things are definitely different now in 2026. For me, when did you get into this space?
Like 2019, 2020 actually, in the info space.
So around the same time, and things have definitely evolved, but we're still all doing super well. We're still crushing 7-figure months now in 2026. So if you've ever heard someone say that, info is dead, I even used that as a marketing angle before. It's not true, right? People are still making a lot of money in info. There's still ways to get super, super rich in this industry, and we're just gonna spill all those secrets here. So I actually want to start with you, Ramin, because you're doing millions of dollars a month right now with your offer in a very non-traditional way. And I feel like right now you guys have such a unique moat that makes it hard to compete with you guys, right? It's almost impossible. So like, what would you say to someone that's watching this right now that wants to get into info, but doesn't want to get stuck in that cycle of always having to reinvent a new offer because competition can just easily copy what they're doing?
Yeah, that's the thing with the info space, is that if someone wants to like clone you, they can pretty fast. Like you can take someone's lander, someone's slides, someone's scripts, and within like 48 hours have the exact same thing launched. Like I'm sure like you guys see it all the time. People are literally taking your hooks, your headlines, and it's fine to us in extent. I mean, like we're all in the game where people are always catching on to what others are doing, and like they want to like model it or just take the entire thing. But that's a problem that we faced a couple of years ago. It was so easy for someone to come in and literally replicate the entire business model. And sure, the other things that they couldn't steal was like the personal brand, the organic views and all of that, but you could steal the business and run similar ads and similar copy and structure, and like it would kind of affect the business in some way. So that's why like a few years ago, we're like, all right, how do we get ourselves in a spot where you can't compete with us? And that we're running at a scale that it's like, hey, yeah, you can see our stuff, you can see our numbers, whatever, but like good luck trying to come in the way of that and try to compete with us. And that's when we're like, all right, we need to think bigger than info, like still capitalize on info, but what's another big, business model that a lot of people are looking at, and that's tech. But no one wants to get into tech because by the time you get that run rate going, it's difficult. So how can we keep the cash flow of info whilst building the tech up, whilst building the relationships up? And that's when we sat there and we literally just launched AIStorebuilder.com. And we're like, all right, well, you can't take the branding, you can't take the name. If you want to jump in, you can't have the deals that we have. You don't have the cash flow that we have. And all this stuff limits people from trying to come in and compete with us. So it's like, that's the part where a lot of people don't think about when they're starting out. It's just like they make it too easy for someone else to copy them because they don't put enough time into the entire business model and the team and the structures. It's like, even with the operations you guys have going now, it's like, to the point, it's like, you can't just jump in and clone it. Like you got to go through so many different layers. So that's what a lot of people need to do, and they're not doing that.
Yeah, and that's the key word really, is just layers. Like how many layers does your business have? Because when I look at most info businesses, they really only make money one way, right? It's like webinar and then offer, or VSL, offer, and your LTV is constrained to you only having one offer, which limits your ability to scale. The reason why Ecom Degree has been around for so long, the reason why Her Last Call is popping off right now, is because we have multiple layers to the business and they're not front facing. So just by looking at our offers, you can't see all the layers that we actually have. Like with Ecom Degree, people see the webinar and they see me make the offer at the end, but you guys don't see that we're also monetizing through Wix, through Base 44, right? Everyone that attends the webinar, even if they can't afford the high ticket, we're monetizing through a software partner like Wix, through a software partner like Base 44. Even if they get Wix when they come into the program, we're monetizing through Base, right? Monetizing through Wix on the webinar, and then inside the program is Base. Then they're booking a call, and then we're selling high ticket. We also have our own Amazon software. So there's multiple layers that expands our LTV, which ultimately allows us to spend more on Meta and continue to scale. Because the famous quote in the marketing world, which you guys should all know, is the person that is able to spend the most to acquire a customer always wins. And you're not able to spend a lot if you only have one layer. Even with HLC, right? We'll do $1.5 million this month with HLC. That offer is only about, I think it's about to hit 2 years of when we started it. And it's because we do the webinar, we're making cash on the high ticket, the 5K to 7.5 over the phone, but we're also making money off placement, right? Placing these closes into other businesses. We also have a whole 9-figure insurance agency that we're building that all the girls are funneling through. And it's like the LTV on that alone is unmatched. No one in this space can spend more than us when the LTV on a girl coming into HLC isn't just 5K. That one girl that bought the program can potentially be worth 6 figures or 7 figures to us through making money in the insurance company. So it's like, how many layers deep are you, or how many layers does your offer have that's going to allow you to stay in the game for a very, very long time?
Yeah, it's so true with the whole like layers of making money, because even a while ago I read some stuff and it was like how people are missing out on so much money because they're not looking deeper than just like the front end. It's like, how much other things do the users need? Like they need banking solutions, they need LLC, they need that software, this tool, and then as they scale, they need more help here. You know, maybe they need agency ad accounts for Meta, they need this, they need that. So it's like, if they're not gonna come through you, they're gonna go through someone else. So it's like, you may as well set up the whole infrastructure where you're taking a piece of the whole journey. And even like that ascension part, like, you know, even for you guys doing the placements for the insurance company, like that you guys own, it's like no one thinks about it that far either. Like set up an entire other company and that's yours and you're funneling them through there. So that's another part that we even look deeper into. Like, all right, where are we not making money from this person? And it's not like we're pushing stuff down their throat that they don't need. Like these are things that they need, like things that are going to help them out with their success and with their entire journey. So it's like, when it comes from that angle, it's like, all right, you're maximizing as much as possible.
Yeah, and we've gotten to the point now where, because we push so much volume, we have these exclusive partnerships with these billion-dollar companies that pay us a flat fee per sign up, where we're able to monetize in pretty much every step of the program, right? Because like Ramin said, whether you get your students to use these softwares or not, they're going to end up using them anyways. You're just not going to get paid for it. So like, for example, if someone joins my program, they need a website. So I offer Wix. I might as well monetize there. They all need a website to be able to sell online. All of them need some type of software or some type of dashboard to run their whole business. So that's where we offer Base. We monetize there as well. All of these people that come in, most of them aren't business owners. Most of them, this is the first business that they've ever started ever. So they don't have business banking. And then that's where we come in with Air Wallets. We monetize there. And there's even more partnerships that we're getting, and that deals that we're closing, because it's just such a simple idea to monetize on every step of the journey if the students need those products anyway.
Looking out, you said something that a lot of people don't notice, but I want to bring it up too. Like, if you're just shilling products in 2026, you will not make it big. These two guys right here, ecomdegree.com, Her Last Call, and AI Store Builder, massive, massive brands. And the fact that they focused on building a powerful brand, building a brand that really is associated with great products, they build great products that, like he said, are valuable, you're able to align yourself with even bigger brands because they see what you're doing, they see what you're building in the space. And like you guys mentioned, you know, you can't just go on Wix and base44.com and get access to the high-level partnerships that we have. Those only come from you making the investment in building a brand. The only difference between like a polyester t-shirt at Walmart and a Nike t-shirt is what? It's brand. But they charge a 5x premium on the product because of essentially all the thorough deposits they've made building a customer base that loves and trusts them and helps them get results. And naturally, that's why, you know, you're able to align yourself with multi-billion-dollar companies, whereas a lot of people in the space are just doing it wrong. They're just trying to sell shit and make money. And I think that shouldn't be your priority or your primary approach. You should really be focused on the customer first. And naturally that will help you build a brand because you're transforming people's lives and making their lives a lot more seamless. And then as a result, you'll see billion-dollar companies will see what you're doing and want to align with what you're doing. And that opens up so much.
It's like when we first started out, like we built a store builder for Shopify. First year, we drove 150,000 people. Then ClickFunnels hit us up. We flew down to meet Russell in Vegas, like that entire team. And then we met them in Barcelona. And then we sat down with Wix as well. We met up with them in New York and we built them a store builder too. Now the tech part was tricky, especially like nowadays, it's to get that infrastructure set in place. It was like we had the branding, we built the tech out, we went to these companies, and then it's like we solidified ourselves in there. And that's why we had such leverage at Shopify too. Because we also realized in the space, it's like people are selling e-com offers, but it's like you're not selling a store. Like our tech builds a store in like a couple of minutes, adds a products in, supply connected, everything ready to go. And all these other tech stacks that we partnered up with Base, all of us, and like Wix, it's like it can build so much more as well. So it's like people are still trying to sell like regular stuff and it just doesn't cut it anymore. And that's why people are coming to all of us and they like want to run these tech plays because it's like it makes it better for their students, easier, retains them for longer. And because now that they have something, you're able to sell them more stuff. They're more invested. Like before on an e-com offer, all you were selling was like a course. Now you have the store, products added, supplies connected, everything ready to go. They have something built right in front of them. So it's like, all right, now they're like, what do I do next? Because with a lot of the beginners, they don't want to do all this technical stuff. They don't want to go through all this process. So if you can make their lives easier, you'll get compensated for that. And then, obviously like us building that for these billion-dollar companies and coming in with hundreds of thousands of users to their platform, they're like shocked by it as well. But it's because we're always on the forefront of what's the next thing, what's going to be beneficial for the users and for us to get compensated in the biggest way possible too.
And you just have to think about it as like a marketer too. If everybody out there is pitching the same webinar pitch and then pitching the same $1,000 course, $2,000 course at the end of the webinar, what is differentiating your webinar from the other ones? The reason why we're doing so well is because at the pitch of my webinar, when people are expecting me to sell them $1,000 product, I tell them that it's free. Like you should see the comment section when I price drop all the way from what it's worth to it being free. And now we're able to get, instead of just 10% of the room buying, we're getting up to 30%, 40% of the room, sometimes even half of the room enrolling because I'm giving them a program that we used to sell for thousands of dollars completely for free. And my competitors aren't doing that. So it's like, why would they want to go and spend $1,000 with my competitors when they can get the same exact, if not a better program from a more established brand completely for free? Because I, as a marketer, have figured out how to monetize in other ways, right? I've monetized through them getting the Wix website, Air Wallet, Space 44, etc. And I'm able to 5x the amount of people that are actually coming through the program itself. So it's like, you just have to be a lot more creative. And the more creative that you are, the more that you're going to be able to spend on Meta.
Yeah, I feel like that's the name of the game right now too. It's like whoever's more creative, whoever's at the forefront, those are the people that'll win so big. Because whilst everyone else is just kind of being stagnant on the standpoint, it's like, who can think about what's going to happen in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time, and execute on it right now? A lot of people aren't thinking that far ahead. And then when it comes up to CPLs increasing, problems occurring, that's when they decide to panic. But you want to be at a spot where like you're so far ahead that you're not worried about it at all. It's like even with the plays that we all have in play, it's like people find out about this play now. Yes, they come into us, we give them incredible deals, allow them to add this into their ecosystem and make money, but we're on like 20, 30 steps ahead. And that's what's important. And that difference to people that are making 100K a month to 500 to 2 million a month, 3 million a month, and even like, you can go up towards 5 to 10 million a month as well. It's like who's playing the game different.
I've been in the space for like going on 4 years now. I've met a lot of incredible people in the space. Sitting with you two guys gives me like a really special perspective because y'all have gone from failed business, like getting into entrepreneurship, failed businesses, breakthrough, and then broken many break points, 30K a month, 100K a month, couple 100K a month, to now both of you multiple 8 figures and well on our way to 9 figures, not only internally, but have met so many entrepreneurs that are not constrained maybe by their opportunity, but by the thing that's up here. And I've talked to so many entrepreneurs that are stuck simply because of the level of the limiting beliefs and the fixed opinions that they have not broken yet. And I truly believe like the brain and the mind is the most powerful asset we have, but a lot of entrepreneurs don't train it like a muscle. So like, just talk to me about that. How did y'all break them? What do y'all see is the biggest crutch as far as the limiting beliefs and fixed opinions that just hold a lot of entrepreneurs back? Something so simple as just like a belief.
For me, I think it's just moving with speed. I think that's just always been my advantage. Like a lot of people, they're getting beat by somebody that's just moving faster than them and making mistakes, but being able to iterate on those mistakes to the point where they actually do create some success while their competitors are still thinking about like what move they're gonna make. Like for example, when I was in Dubai for Agency Founders, shout out my boy Eddie, I came across Ramin at the gym randomly. We spoke for like 10 minutes. He briefly spoke about a play that could maybe work. And it was just like right there in that very moment, I was like, all right, yeah, let's run it. Let's figure out how to make it work. And then boom, literally within 48 hours, he sent me a Notion with examples of like how we could do it. And then like within 30 days, we were already running the play. And the way that we're running the play now is very different from how we started, but it's the fact that we started in some way and now we've iterated to the point where we are today, where it's super successful. And just a lot of people, they just stay stuck. You know, they're perfectionists in their mind, and that delay kills you. Delay kills you. I think one of my favorite quotes, I think it's from Napoleon Hill. He says, the enemy of wealth isn't fear, it's delay. Because, and Arya talks about this all the time, like there's constant threats in the business. Like you never know when something is going to change. Like let's say, like for example, a lot of people in info right now, 80% of their volume is through buy now, pay later. Imagine if buy now, pay later gets cooked right now. Clarity Pay goes under right now. A lot of you guys are fucked because you aren't monetizing in other ways, right? If Clarity Pay went down right now, yeah, we would take a hit, but we're monetizing in so many other different ways right now, we wouldn't go broke. And it's because we move with speed. At every play that comes up to us, we don't think about it too much. We just do it, and we'll make mistakes, but we fail forward. And I think that's being like the biggest caveat for our success and why we're here today.
Yeah, it's so true. It's like just met at the gym, ran the play.
Yeah.
And that's what like the one thing that I like about like how you guys operate. It's like it's quick. I was like, yeah, this is the play. Here's the links. And then it's like in 30 days, like already 6-figure months. People don't move with speed. That's a big thing. Like we see a lot of people all the time. It's like they wait way too long. So by the time you're waiting, it's already gone. But yeah, for a lot of the entrepreneurs that are kind of stuck in that like limiting belief and, you know, it's hard to scale to 100K a month or even go a bit higher. It's like, I think a lot of people are treating info like almost just too easy of a money grab, instead of treating it like an actual business. And this is where things fall apart and break down, because they're not thinking through the entire process. Like a lot of them are just seeing it as like, hey, I've just got my website, opt in, and then let me pitch, and then that's it. But it's like if you treat it like an actual company where you've got a development team, a marketing team, people look into the finances, got your creative team, and you're really treating it like a full-fledged business, then everything changes from that point onwards, because now you can figure out how to make it a sustainable business and how to grow it in the right way. Now, you don't need to go out there and overhire and like bring, you know, mass players on, but even just a few key right team members does the work. Because the thing I see with a lot of these info guys is just like, all right, let's just quickly sell them, and that's it. Like you actually have to care about having the students succeed as well, because when you put the care on that side too, you think of bigger plays and bigger opportunities. And the amount of money that we've put on our back end is like insane. Like when people go to our back end and they're like, all right, you give this away, that away, we're building this, we keep doing that. It's just like, they're like, all right, what's going on here? This is a lot. We're making sure that it's always a win for the other person. So yeah, having the right team, moving at speed, and then just understanding that it's like, you are your worst enemy on that side of things. You know, who told you that you can't hit big months? Like, you know, you're telling yourself that. Like, no one's coming up to me like, oh, you can't do that amount, you can't do this. It's like, you're just telling yourself that you can't do it. But, you know, there's a quote I live by. It's like, if anyone else can do it, then so can you. So if I see someone doing this much money, I'm like, all right, there's nothing different. Because even the last 12 months, I've probably sat down with over like 15 billionaires. And when I'm conversating with them, I'm talking to them, I respect them. It's amazing what they've built, but like there wasn't anything like crazy about like how they are as a person. They just had the appetite to take a bigger risk. Maybe some of you guys don't want to be that big, that's fine. But it's like, you can always do a lot more than where you're at.
Yeah, you can at least do 10x what you're doing now.
Yeah.
We recently onboarded a partner that we've been consulting, and it's this female that's doing like 50K a month right now with this e-com coaching offer. And I remember when we onboarded her, she was doing like 50K a month, and she was like, yeah, my goal is to do 100K a month by the end of the year. And like when she said that, I was like, you just don't know like what you're capable of. Like we'll probably do 100K a month by the end of this month, not by the end of this year. And it's all just belief. Like you have to think bigger, because thinking bigger leads to bigger actions, which leads to bigger results. Like Ramin said, the reason why most people aren't hitting those 6-figure months and those 7-figure months is simply because they're just not taking their business that seriously. It's a very simple setup, right? Like they just drive traffic, they make a pitch, and they just make what they make. They're not monetizing across all the levels they could be monetizing in. And a lot of them lack team. A lot of these people that I talk to, it's usually just them. They're doing everything. You know, they created their landing page. They're showing up to the webinar. They're doing the pitch. They sell the offer, then they do all the fulfillment. For me, I know I was stuck at like 30K a month when I was doing everything. I was working the hardest ever in my life, and I was making like the least amount of money that I've made ever. Then I added a media buyer, an A-player person to run my ads, immediately shot up to 300K a month. Then we got stuck there. And the lever that we pulled there was I added a sales manager. Sales manager came into business, added closers, immediately shot to $1 million a month. Like for me, every time we've leveled up in business is because I've brought an A-player team member into the business that added a strength that was our weakness at the time.
Yeah, it's so true. It's like keep adding more team members and the right ones, and then they'll help you get you to where you need to get to. And also that belief part, it's so true. It's like anytime I hop on a call with someone and they're like, oh, but I don't know if I can do this. And then I just show them someone else that has done it. Immediately, you just see the shift happening. Like you just see the shift right in them. And they're like, wait a second, now I believe it. Boom, next pitch, they make 5 times more. It's like all because they believe that they actually could do it. And it always takes someone else honestly telling you. And then it's like, then you have to realize it, and then you go ahead and you're like, wait a second, this wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and that's why it's important that you expose yourself to people that are doing bigger numbers and you get in the right environment, because you can only grow to what you've been exposed to. And that's a big mission behind this channel too. Like the reason why we're so transparent and about the numbers and pulling back the curtain in our business is because we want to show you guys that you can do this too. Like I graduated with like a 2.0 GPA, dropped out of college within half a semester. And and today we're running an 8-figure company. Alexis started her last call 2 years ago. She had less than 5,000 followers. This month she'll do 1.5 mil. Next month she'll probably do well over $2 million. And it's because she moved with speed. She found the right team, and she never really had a limiting belief of what she could do. And when you have that trio, a good mindset, a good team, and you're moving with speed, it's kind of hard not to make a fuck ton of money.
Now, follow up for you gentlemen, because that was hard. You met with many billionaires, connected with them. Will, I know you have a billionaire mentor in Bobby Castro, spent well over I think at this point, $250,000 on personal development. I like to think of a business, the organization, as simply an extension of the entrepreneur. The business is a reflection of its CEO. And a lot of people don't really have things they do to ameliorate themselves and grow as a founder. What have been the biggest catalysts for you guys in your life, or multiple, for you both to be sitting here now today?
Man, for me, it really goes back to just exposing yourself to people that are doing way bigger numbers. When I was making 30K a month, during that time when I was doing everything, at the time I didn't know how to scale at all. I didn't know what the business model looked like for it to be able to scale past what I was currently at. And it wasn't until this was in 2019, I spent $7,500 to go to a mastermind, which at the time was a lot of money to me. I hadn't spent that amount of money ever, but I spent it, went to Miami. I didn't live in Miami at the time. And just by going to that mastermind and meeting people that were doing significantly more than me, that lit a fire in me to where I was like, okay, I could do the exact same thing. And then them being generous enough and pulling back the curtain and showing me how they ran their business, I was easily able to identify why I wasn't making what I should be making, right? All of these guys, they had media buyers. They had people that were running ads. They had salespeople. They had better offers. They were selling at more expensive price points than me at the time. And just by me being able to identify that, and also me being able to look around the room and be like, okay, these people aren't smarter than me. They're just running the business better than me. And they have higher belief lids than me. That is what really helped catapult me. So I would say like masterminds, mentorship, that's been the biggest push for me getting to where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm the exact same. The exposure of being around people that are doing bigger stuff is so important, because even a couple of years ago, we're doing like 100K a month, like 150K, 200K a month with the business. And because I was around the crew that was doing 100K a month, I'm at the top, like everything's going well. And this was, I think at the time I was like 21. Yeah, I was 21 at the time. And I stayed steady for like a while. And then when I hit like the age of like 23, I was like, all right, like the business isn't growing much. I've kind of been steady and I have so much potential, and like I need to really press down on this. And that's when I just packed up the bags and I started traveling. I started meeting up with as many people as possible. And thankfully, because I grew such a great following and like the businesses, and I've been around so many people, I started to meet up with a lot of people. And when I'd meet up with a lot of people, you know, I'd get one golden nugget from this person, one golden nugget from that person. And the best part about all these people is that you'll always take away something, whether that's to improve personal life, business life, your mindset, whatever it is, there's always a takeaway. And that takeaway is so powerful because all these people have done something. Like even if you built a business to 6-figure months, like you've done, there's a reason you did that. Like what is it? What happened? What was your strategy? What was an angle? And as you take more golden nuggets from everyone, like you apply that to your business and it just keeps growing. And then you expose yourself to high level people and then you're like, whoa. Like even now, some of the guys that I'm speaking to are doing like 300K days, 400K days. Then I go back and I'm like, all right, how can we do those numbers? How can we scale to those numbers? That number doesn't sound that scary, but let's like sit down, let's reverse engineer, like what do we need to do to hit those numbers? So it's like you hear it from someone, you see that they're doing the numbers, then you're like, wait a second, for me to get to all these levels that I've gotten to, it was the same blueprint. Like first it's a bit scary, then you believe you can do it, then suddenly once you believe you can do it, you find the opportunities, you start to see more clear, you tack on those opportunities, then you hit the number, and then you're like, wait a second, this wasn't as bad as I thought it was.
We're hearing it from guys that have multiple 8-figure businesses. It happened to us literally right here. We're here right now in beautiful France. We're at a $10 million villa. But what was the first thing that we said to each other when we landed here? At the airport, as soon as our plane is landing on the tarmac, what do we see a row of? Not just light-sized jets, guys. These are heavy jets. Gulfstreams, Bombardiers. These are $20, $30, $40 million jets back to back to back on the runway. And people own these jets. These are owned by people that are here in France right now. And they own them. They fly all over the world with them. So like even for us at the level we're at, that's what motivates us and inspires us. That's what we've been exposed to. And if you're an entrepreneur, and I think you're watching this, like what better reason for you to take your business more seriously? Why? Why should you do it? Because you can. And if you can, I think you should.
Yeah, that jet thing was a big thing. Like even AI Store Builder, like, you know, it's valued at multi-8 figures with like the tech that we have, the users that we have and everything. And when that was getting built, I was actually on calls with like a lot of other people in the space that had built a tech company to 8 figures. And I was like on calls with them and I'm just like, you know, great people, but I'm like, you're not that smart. Like in terms of like, you hop on a call with a tech guy and then you're like, they're doing multi-8 figures. And a lot of people are like, oh, they're a genius or they have a third arm or something, or they had this superpower, but like they don't. They just took the risk, they saw the opportunity, they moved with speed, and it's like, all right, wait a second, like I can do that as well. You know, it's like when people sit down with a celebrity, you sit down with them and they're just human. They got the talent, they tacked their talent, they worked hard on it, but they did it. And that's like the biggest thing. And that's why we're scaling to what we're scaling to, is because there's conviction, there's belief behind the product, the brand, and even behind just my mental framework that we can reach whatever limit that we want to reach. Like there's nothing that can hold us back, because other people have done in the space. And like, that's what we had the conversation up there as well. It's like people are bootstrapping companies to incredible amounts. It's like, why can't we do it?
Yeah, and there's no reason why we can't. There's no reason why you watching this can't hit $1 million a month or more, right? It's as long as you have the belief, the team, and the conviction, and you move with speed, you should be able to do it. Every single one of you guys. The market is big enough. I think the e-learning industry alone is like a $10 billion plus industry. It's more than that. It's probably double that. And there's just enough.
300, honestly.
Yeah, $300 billion industry.
Oh.
Right? There's enough money to just go around for everybody, but you need a great offer. You need to be monetizing as much as possible, and you need to have conviction that you can actually build a business of that size. And I actually want to transition this to Arya as well, because if there's someone watching this, and let's say you do have the phase, let's say you're a little ahead, let's say you do have a good mindset, You feel like you have a great offer. You feel like you should be making more. For you being like the operator behind a lot of these businesses, what do you think are systems that people can easily implement to get to the next level? Someone that's making maybe 10 to 100K a month, what lever do they have to pull to get to that $1 million a month?
I mean, man, guys, like this may seem like a really cliche answer, but like there's so many things as an entrepreneur you can just do more and better of. More and better is a really great framework. And I think entrepreneurs just fuck this up so much. Instead of doing more and better, they just want to do something new. And it's like, why? Do y'all hate the term like, oh, that market's saturated or it's tapped out? I hear that shit all the time. Forgive my language, but I get really frustrated because like people just look at this wrong. If something's saturated, you know what there is in there? There's people buying. There's a lot. And the only reason that you're not getting better results is because somebody else is just doing more and better than you are. And that's simply the issue. They're posting a lot more content. Like, to expand your mind, like if you're posting one time a day, do you think one time a day is gonna get it done for your business? It's not. Do you think that if your content's not going viral, is it because the algorithms don't like you? No, it's because your content is probably not that great. It needs to be better. It needs to be more enticing. It needs to have a better hook. It needs to have more value, because people in the space are doing it. And those are the frameworks that they took to build their business. Like, tell me the one thing that I've heard from this guy when he first started posting content and documenting his journey on social media, the reason he was going mega viral was not because Instagram Reels just came out and he had it easy. What is it you always tell me? He made his free shit better than everyone else's paid shit. And that's just the better framework right there. That's a peak example of the better framework. A lot of you entrepreneurs just want to do the bare minimum. Another thing that pisses me off, I said this to you the other day, and I think you'll resonate with this. When you want to be the best, everything average should piss you off. I don't want to see any metrics in our business reported as average. I don't want to hear anyone on my team say that's KPI and it's pretty standard, it's average. Because we're not going to be the best if we accept average. I want to figure out how to make our webinar better. I want to figure out how we get more partnerships. I want to figure out how do we take these numbers and 3x them and lift them. Because if we just live by the mantra of average, we will become average. Just like how most entrepreneurs, like don't hate me for it. These are the statistics. Most entrepreneurs are average. Most of you don't know this, but 62% of all businesses in America break even or lose money. None of us would classify that as winning. And we don't want to win. We want to win big. I hate to feel like I'm ranting and this is like super cliche, but whatever you're doing, really step back and look at it and say, like, can I do more and better of this? And the answer is uncategorically yes, always.
You said it perfect. A lot of entrepreneurs are just like playing the bare minimum game. It's like even when we hop on consulting calls and like we're in these chats and helping these people out with the deal structures and implementing their offer, and they're always like asking about the easiest way to push it, and it's like, you know, in a way where like it seems like they want to put zero effort in, and it's just like that's just hard to roll. It's hard to go out there and make good amount of money, consistent amount of money if like you're on that bare minimum road. Like if you just show up and put a bit of effort in. And I think this is where the info space is quite lazy on it, because you can make it an easy money, but like it'll bite you in the back like down the road, because the people that are like taking it seriously aren't trying to make it like an easy game. Like guys like us, like that's who you competing with at the end of the day. So it's like if you're gonna run on an easy mode, yeah, you'll make a bit of cash, but like after a while, you will crumble, you will lose to it.
Yeah, and you can find some relief in knowing that most of the competition is average though. Most of the competition, they're not gonna put any effort towards what they're doing. So if you're just that low percentage of people in the space that actually puts in effort, you're gonna do well. Right now, HLC is scaling not because the offer is super unique or the product is unbelievable. I mean, the product is great, but our ads are just better than most, right? We put a little bit more effort in the ads. The ads are skits. They require actors. They require multiple camera shots. They require editing, right? It's kind of a pain in the ass to make these ads. But because it's a pain in the ass to make the ads, we know that our competitors, we know that the other people in the space aren't going to make those ads. So what does that lead to? That leads to lower cost per lead. It leads to more reach, which leads to more people in the webinar, which leads to more book calls, which leads to us crushing 300K weeks. It's literally that simple. If you can just put in a little bit more effort in every category, make better ads, make more content, make your funnels better, then you're gonna have the advantage, because most of the people in this space are lazy. Yeah. Because for a period of time, it was easy to make money. And now people think that it's still easy. It's not. It requires a little bit more work.
Same thing like with our partnerships. We have well over, at this point, I think over 100 partners on our Wix base and other partnerships program. Many of them will not go all in and implement it into the front end, which is where you're going to see the biggest result and make the most money. Why? Because it takes work, guys. To implement this into your front end, you got to rewrite your webinar pitch. And it's something uncomfortable, something you've never done before. But doing something uncomfortable, when we linked up with Ramin, has led us to now do over 2,500 activations in, I think, probably 100 days now, 3 months. Why? Because we're willing to do the work. Many people, they will see an opportunity like this to essentially work with $1 billion company and push traffic to them and make money they couldn't anywhere else, but they're just not willing to do the work. And I think that's one of the more disappointing things, when you're given an opportunity and you won't take full advantage of it.
Yeah, I mean, I literally just hopped off a call 30 minutes ago, right before this pod, and I was talking to a business owner, and his main business model is pushing Go High Level and making the 30% affiliate off the Go High Level plans. But the only issue with that is there's just not enough margin there for you to scale, because the highest Go High Level plan is $300 a month, which means he's only making $100 on every sign up. So I was on the call and I was telling him, like, look, if you were to push Base instead, which integrates with Go High Level, you have much more margin, because Base pays out a higher affiliate than what Go High Level pays. And it's also just a better product for your audience. But because obviously his whole program is around Go High Level and there are some changes that need to be made, there was some friction there when I was telling him, even though he knows that is the better play and that is what's going to help him to scale. There's just friction there. And there's been clients that we've onboarded where we've had to help them like rearrange their offer and rearrange a couple things of what they're doing. But once they actually do that, then they're set up to scale. And
like our top partners, we did that. All of our top partners in the program are the ones that did that. They made the couple necessary readjustments, and now, they're getting paid like, multiple high 5 figures, close to some well over 6 figures a month.
We have some partners that are next month we'll pay them over $1 million.
Pay them over $1 million, guys, for making a few simple modifications most people just don't want to do.
Yeah.
And since you see like all of these partners, for the people watching, from what you've seen, what is the best model where this works? The affiliate system works, where people that are hitting high 6-figure months, 7-figure months.
So first, like, we get them to all like integrate it in a way with their office stack that it's like beneficial for the user to actually use the software and use the actual product. So that's the first thing. It's like we look at their offer and their model. We're like, all right, this is going to be the use case scenario for this tech. Now they might use our e-com software where like it builds a store out. Maybe they use the generalized store builder, or maybe they use the super agent. Maybe they use the app building. Whatever it is, we'll figure out which one they need to plug and play into. That's them understanding firstly how it can be utilized. Then second, it's like plugging it into their webinar and showcasing it live to the people and actually having them build it out live on the webinar as well with the people. This way, what happens is, we did a webinar with Robert Kiyosaki and the tagline was like, we're going to build your business live together. So what happened is, on these webinars, when we're building it out with them and they're all following along, they're getting excited. They're like, damn, I've got my business is getting built. This is tangible. People are selling information. Information's okay, but yeah, that's like, go do it now. And this is the best play, like on these webinars. And it's like they hop on, they're building it all out. And those are like the guys that convert the most, and they convert the best quality, because at the end of the day, we don't want users to jump on these platforms and not retain or not utilize the product. That's not the goal at the end of the day. The goal is we want the platform to win. We want the platform to do exponentially well. That's our goal with it. And that's the guys that are doing the absolute best.
Yeah, I've seen that model work really good. I mean, even us at Ecom Degree, that's exactly how we do it. On our webinar, when we're making the pitch and we're giving away the free course, I share my screen and I go through the Wix build out so that they can build their website. I show them how to like add their store name, add the themes, etc. And by the end of the webinar, everyone that followed along already has their website now. Like, it's tangible. They can see it. They have their website, and now they have what they need to go and sell on Walmart, which is what I teach. And not only does that create a great experience for the attendee, because they're not used to getting something tangible on a webinar, it's great for us monetarily, because now I just shared my screen, went through the whole process, and hundreds of people went through the process with me and created their Wix account, and we're getting paid on all of those signups. So yeah, I agree. That is the best way to do it. It's just building something out with them live. And it doesn't have to be the website builder. We have like one of my friends, David, he's pushing Base 44 right now, and he has a YouTube offer. For him, he uses Base 44 to automate a lot of the things that they need for a YouTube business, like creating the thumbnails, creating the video description, all of these things that are needed for that particular business. He found a way where Base 44 could make that easier on the user so that they actually benefit from the product and from what he teaches in the program, which is the best way to do it.
Yeah. What a conversation, gentlemen. This one went longer than the last one. I feel like we're at a good point. The sun is coming down. We're about to grab a nice dinner out here in beautiful South France. So can we get a little sneak peek about what part 3 is going to look like? If y'all thought part 1 filled with a ton of value, beautiful view up there, tonight we're down here by the pool, beautiful cabana. You see these amazing rosebud flowers. But tomorrow,
Guys, the girls be going out and spending all that.
the ladies went out.
Wait, where is it in the car?
You see, guys, the ladies are more lit. They're making more money than us.
No, we might need a drink as well now.
See, and this is why we run the automated webinar play, because she spends my money every day. So we have to make money every single day.
Right, my girl just sent me her holding a Dom P bottle with a Hermes bag in the back and then you gotta have the girl's Birkin just chilling there. You know what it is? It's funny because it's like, I'll also see a lot of these like rich guys dropping like, we're in Cannes, by the way. There's yachts out there that people are paying like $250K a week to be chilling on those yachts. And it's like, things like that, those level types don't faze me at all. Like, well, Lagret, that makes you just think bigger. It's like, all right, people are spending like 300K up there. So now, if you're stuck in that bubble and you're like being very, very careful with where your money goes, you're limiting yourself. There's so much money out there. There's just so much flowing that like you just can't let a 30K, 100K a month, 200K a month hold you back. There's like a lot to be made out there.
Yeah, and you just got to invest in yourself, invest in your business. Like, don't let someone out in France spend 300K in bottles and you're scared to spend 10K on your business, right?
We minimize. There's more
and
stuff
we cut down. So
upstairs.
I like the
Watch out.
There's more things upstairs, but we decided to only show like.
Yes.
The guys are shooting
And
a pod right now.
Chelsea bought a bottle of Dom in the
We
car
would've-
because it was a 30-minute drive.
But
So
that's a
30
tax write-off. That's a tax write-off for
look,
marketing purposes.
You know why? You know why it was a tax
It's a
write-off?
tax write-off.
She was entertaining a
Yes.
client.
Chelsea.
I'm the client.
Thank you, Barry.
I'm
can see
looking
the
out
pool.
for you.
So
Good.
Oh my
Good job.
All right, I bet, guys. We'll catch you in part 3.
Part 3, let's go.
Appreciate you for tuning in. If you guys have any questions for us for part 3, drop them down below. And we'll see you on the next video. Peace.
Peace.